Why do some parts of South Africa look highly developed, whilst others are still struggling with poverty and lack of infrastructure?
Johannesburg is a tale of two cities. The haves who reside in the suburbs and the have-nots who reside in the townships and squatter camps termed as informal settlements. This example is most visible in the contrast between the townships of Alexander and the suburb of Sandton where I live. Let me show you what I mean. There's a bridge that separates the township of Alexander from the suburb of Sandton. These two residential areas are less than 5 kilometers away. In Sandton, service delivery continues much better than in Alexander. Despite the frequent interruption of services also in Sandton, there's generally reliable provision of electricity, water, and ablution services. The roads are surfaced and reasonably clearly marked. Being a resident of Africa's richest square comes with comfort and security that insulates them from the dangers of criminals. However, a different reality exists in Alexandria. Majority of households live below the poverty line. More than half of residents are unemployed. Over 20,000 shacks and backwards dwellings lack basic services like water and sanitation. Majority of the residents still rely on portable toilets. The main roads are riddled with potholes that pose a threat to public safety. Neglect spreads across other townships such as Orange Farm, Cosmos City, Soweto, and El Dorado Park.
This is exactly why regional development policies are important to South Africa. And in today's lesson, I'll break down the SDIs, the corridors, the IDZs, and the SEZs. And we will also be using real-world examples. And more importantly, I will show you the difference between them so you don't lose marks in the exams. Hello there, and welcome to Homeschooling Adventures. And in today's video, we are going to be focusing at the regional development policies, which is the part 2 of our industrial development policies. Okay, now perhaps someone will be asking what it means. Regional development refers to government's effort to improve economic performance of specific areas, especially those areas that have been identified to be underdeveloped. The aim is to reduce inequality between regions, create jobs, attract investment into those particular regions, and promote economic growth in the country as a whole, but more specifically focusing on the particular region. In South Africa, this is part of the broader strategy to develop the economy in a more balanced way. Now, let's start with looking at the first one, which is the Spatial Development Initiative, or an SDI. Now, these were introduced in 1995, and an SDI, it focuses on developing a specific geographic area that has potential but not fully developed. Now, let's look at the real-world example. As you can see, government identifies an area, improves infrastructure, and encourages businesses to invest there. Now, so remember, an SDI, it is there, or it is an initiative that is intended at developing a region that has been identified to be having potential. So from the clip, you can actually notice that the businesses, they are going to come and build along a track. And in our particular example, we are looking at Maputo corridor. So the businesses are going to come and build along that particular track. It can be a railway track or a road network. Okay, and these businesses are going to benefit because why they are being attracted along that particular region or along that corridor or along that particular track is because they are going to be transporting either bulky products that they've produced from the factories, so they will send them to the railway line. Then they will be transported easily. Or if they are going to be bringing in raw materials into the factories, then they are going to station close to the raw materials so that they can be able to reduce the cost of transportation. So this is how an SDI operates. So an SDI, it brings development along that particular track where we are going to be having a corridor passing through. They are going to come, businesses will come and build along that particular area. Okay, so an SDI brings a regional development in areas that have been identified to be having potential. Okay, then let's go to the next one, which is a corridor. Now, directly or closely linked to an SDI, we have what is called a corridor. Now, a corridor is a transport route that connects major economic areas, okay, like cities or ports or industrial zones. Now, think of it like this.
A corridor on a map shows you the route. A working corridor does something different. It moves. Ports, roads, and railways create the physical connection. But infrastructure alone does not make trade flow. Trade accelerates when customs, capital, data, logistics, and trusted relationships move in sync. This is where connectivity becomes competitive advantage, not through more infrastructure alone, but through less friction. Lower friction means faster approvals, easier access to finance, fewer delays, and greater certainty for businesses and investors. Across its global engagements, Investopia brings governments, investors, and business leaders together around the dialogue, partnerships, and opportunities that help activate these corridors. Infrastructure creates the route. Institutions and relationships make it work. So, are we building routes or systems that make trade move?
As you can see, goods are being moved efficiently. This reduces the transport cost and it encourages trade. Now, an example of an SDI is our Maputo corridor. Now, closely linked to an SDI, we have corridors. A corridor is a transport route that connects major economic areas like cities, the ports, and industrial zones. And think of it this way. As you can see, goods are moving efficiently. This reduces transport cost and encourages trade. An example of a corridor, we have the Maputo corridor, which is connecting Gauteng and Mozambique. So remember, a corridor, it facilitates the movement of goods and it brings the connection between cities, IDZs, and ports. The next one is what is called the Industrial Development Zones, which is an IDZ. Now, let's move to Industrial Development Zones or IDZs. These are specific industrial areas, usually near a port or an airport, where businesses receive incentives to produce goods mainly for the export market. And here is what it looks like in real life. Now, as you can notice, these zones are focused on manufacturing, export production, and job creation. And an example of an IDZ that we have Coega IDZ, we have East London IDZ, we have the Richards Bay IDZ. So remember, an IDZ or an industrial development zone to boost industrial production for the export market. Now, we move to a more advanced concept, which is the Spatial Economic Zone or the SEZ. Now, these were introduced in 2014 to improve on the IDZs that we had. Now, let's see what a modern SEZ looks like.
Welcome to Africa's most connected airport city, Durban Aerotropolis, where possibilities are endless, where ambition meets opportunity, and where vision meets scalability. A greenfields investment destination created with global connectivity in mind to partner with a master developer. Welcome to Dube TradePort Special Economic Zone. Dube TradePort Special Economic Zone is a world-class industrial and commercial precinct. As Africa's premier investment opportunity, we integrate intelligent logistics and manufacturing infrastructure with seamless global connectivity for unparalleled business optimization. This more than 3,800 hectare purpose-built master plan development supports a range of aviation-related activities, including cargo operations, manufacturing, warehousing, agriculture, and commercial real estate. Located on the eastern seaboard of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, 20 minutes from the city of Durban, and strategically positioned adjacent to King Shaka International Airport and with direct links to two of Africa's busiest seaports, Dube TradePort Special Economic Zone is the epicenter of accessibility. Our strategic location gives you a competitive advantage. Access to more than 3 million people within a 30-kilometer radius, and within easy reach of the cities of Cape Town and Johannesburg, meaning that 75% of South African markets can be serviced in a day. Dube TradePort Special Economic Zone encompasses the following business zones: Dube Trade Zone, a prime, fully serviced industrial precinct for electronics, new generation pharmaceuticals, and aerospace and aviation-linked manufacturing, assembling and distribution. Endeavor to explore the future in this hyper-connected hub with a flourishing business community. Located within Dube Trade Zone, Dube Trade House is home to freight forwarders and is directly linked to Dube Cargo Terminal via an overhead conveyor air bridge. Dube Cargo Terminal is a state-of-the-art cargo handling facility with digital tracking and secure cargo, with all on-site statutory bodies located to enhance efficiencies. Our dedicated logistics fleet, Dube Air Road, comprises a flexible and efficient fleet of trucks and commercial vehicles that provide integrated logistics support solutions to ensure that the last mile is secure. Dube AgriZone is Africa's first integrated high-value perishables supply chain. It is the most technologically advanced future farming platform on the continent, and it hosts one of the largest climate-controlled glass-covered growing areas in Africa. Utilizing a range of environmentally friendly management initiatives, such as the use of solar power, generating some 940 kilowatts peak, and irrigation water recycling of about 105 kiloliters a day, Dube AgriZone is committed to environmental sustainability. Located within Dube AgriZone is Dube AgriLab, a 2,100 square meter advanced tissue culture laboratory in the heart of KwaZulu-Natal, just 3 minutes from the passenger terminal. Dube City is a premium business and hospitality precinct offering A-grade, fully serviced sites suitable for premium office, hospitality, and leisure facilities. The above zones are all connected by Dube iConnect, our dedicated telecommunications platform and premier cloud service provider, servicing the Dube TradePort Special Economic Zone precinct and providing regional data recovery. If growth and scalability is on your radar, and your sites are set to do business or produce in Africa, we tick all the boxes with a strategic location, global connectivity, intelligent infrastructure, access to special economic zone incentives, supply chain efficiencies, a market of untapped growth, and a skilled workforce. Converging people, processes, and technology, Dube TradePort Special Economic Zone, a world-class industrial and commercial precinct.
As you can see, these are more advanced and diversified, and SEZs, they offer tax incentives to businesses, better infrastructure, and support for different industries. An example of an SEZ that we have a Dube TradePort, which was on the clip. We also have the Atlantis SEZ. We have the Mosina Makado SEZ, which is in Limpopo. So remember, SEZ is advanced industrial development zones with incentives. Now, this is the most important part of the exam. Now, let's break it down clearly. An SDI, it focuses on developing a region. A corridor, it focuses on connecting regions. An IDZ, it focuses on industrial production for the export market. An SEZ, it focuses on advanced industrial development with incentives. So the shortcut to remember this is an SDI, it is an area. A corridor, it looks at connection of two areas. An IDZ, it's intended at production for the export market. An SEZ is an advanced system that has incentives. Okay? Now, these policies are used to reduce inequality, develop rural areas, create jobs, attract investment, and also promote the exports. Now, this is how government uses economic policy to improve people's lives. Now, for your exam tip, in exams, you may be asked to define each concept, or you may be asked to give examples, especially for your question 3.1.1, where it says name or list any two. So you can be asked to give any two examples in the exam, or you may also be asked to explain or even give the differences between these. So please make sure that you understand how this works. And it is important. If you did not understand, then I will invite you to watch the video again and make sure that you understand this particular concept, because this is an exam gold. So you need to understand it. And that's how you'll be able to ensure that you don't lose all the marks in the exam. If this helped you and you understand regional development clearly, then you are already ahead of many learners. In part 3, we'll look at the South Africa's development initiatives and incentives. Make sure you join me in the next lesson and you watch the next lesson. If this video helped you, remember to like, subscribe, and share it with your classmates. See you in the next video, and all the best. And also, remember to drop a comment if there is any area that you'd want us to tackle which you think you did not understand. Remember to pass a comment in the comment section, and I will come back and address those areas. All the best in your exams. Have a good day.